So Josh, I'm gonna need your Deadpool picks. Do you not want to do it, buddy?
See, I think that's cheesy.
I don't really ever want to do it.
What? It's so dumb.
Why is it dumb?
Gabe got mad at me on the way here because I wanted to talk about Lemmy dying, and he's like,
Nobody cares.
"That's cheesy. Let's do Deadpool picks instead."
Plenty of people care.
Yeah, they care, but
Even Molly cared.
But everyone knows.
Did she? That's badass.
We held a vigil for Lemmy the other night,
Way to go,
and it was all
Molly.
Molly's idea.
I drank some alcohol, but other
I
than
listened
that,
to No Sleep Till that album.
Brooklyn.
Hammersmith.
That's different. And there's just a culture nowadays where everyone wants to post.
Everyone wants to feel bad about people who die these days.
Who gives a shit?
You're a shithead, Gabe.
Welcome everyone to Axe Brother Podcast. I'm Gabe Edwards here with my sidekick, Josh Rosa.
Hi. Didn't know I was a sidekick.
Well, you're sitting next to him, so.
Sidekick, buddy. And I'm here with Lauren Reedy.
Hello.
And Johnny Mule.
Hey.
And
Johnny Mule now, huh?
Johnny Mule Steen. And we're here to talk about Ice Cream Man. Yeah.
Yes.
This is Josh's pick.
All right, yeah. So let me just read this quick little synopsis on
please
IMDb
do.
real quick,
Please.
in case you didn't watch it. Poor Gregory.
It's funny already.
That's how it starts. After being released from the Wishing Well Sanatorium, all he wants to do is make the children happy. So Gregory reopens the old ice cream factory, and all the unappreciative brats are reprocessed into the flavor of the day.
That's not.
Did we see
even
the
true.
same movie?
That's why it's funny to read these, is because some asshole that probably didn't watch the movie.
What site does that come from?
That's IMDb, right?
Yeah.
Well, for to bridge the gap between what actually happened and that, what we get eventually in the movie, that this character, the Ice Cream Man, is his name Gregory?
Yeah.
I have that it's George.
No, the nurse warden or whatever, she always is like, Gregory.
Little Gregory.
Who's like probably younger than him in real life.
Yeah, they all they did to make her old was like have her talk in that weird voice and
And
put
wear
glasses on her. And
Classic.
you see her in like the flashback scenes, and she's like kind of like a hot, sexy nurse giving the patient's ice cream, and you're just like,
Well, we what's his name? Clint Howard is a mental patient, and he's constantly being given this shot straight to his head. Is that right?
yeah, just
And then-
green sludge is injected into him to calm him, I guess. I don't know.
Well, they say
he
they
gets
do-
admitted because he witnesses the ice cream king get murdered in a drug shootout at the very beginning.
Yeah.
That was him?
That was
it?
the ice cream king.
What made it a drug shootout?
I don't know. There was a newspaper article up in the ice cream factory, and it
something
says
about
like
drug
ice cream man murdered in drug shootout or something like that. So yeah, they don't explain that in the film, but that's the setup. So yeah, Gregory goes to the sanatorium, presumably because he's disturbed by witnessing the murder of the ice cream
As you
king
would
when
be.
he's a kid.
The who
Maybe.
knows what
They
his
don't
problems
really
were
explain.
before that.
And so they give him ice cream in the sanatorium to keep him happy. And then, yeah, he comes back. Once he gets out, he decides to pick up where the ice cream king left off.
Uh-huh.
And he becomes the ice cream prince.
Now, I noticed that because the truck he drives says on the front Ice Cream King, but then on this, at one point in the film I noticed it says Ice Cream Prince, I think, on the side.
Yeah.
But did anyone else notice the information on the truck changing throughout the film?
I did not.
Okay.
The back stays the same, right?
No.
It changes?
I wrote here, the back of the truck changes from "Watch Out Children" to watch out for children.
Oh yeah, I did notice.
Sometimes it changed. They cross out the 4, but then other times it's not there, and it changes
really?
about 6 times throughout the film. And yeah, so I was wondering if because I noticed Ice Cream King and Ice Cream Prince. I was wondering if that was another thing that got changed.
Somewhat.
Maybe.
I'm not surprised if there are inconsistencies.
Yeah, somehow they.
in the set direction in this movie. I don't know.
Production wise, to me, this is somewhere between a Troma movie and a John Waters movie, I thought.
Now, for those of us that are not film experts,
For those of you who aren't as well read as I am,
Troma.
Troma, they made Toxic Avenger.
This is a director?
No, it's
a production house.
company. But they're known for kind of B movies. But this also had.
Theirs are way more fucked up though. Like,
you mean content wise?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In this movie.
Yeah.
This also though, I felt like had like a 1980s after school special feel, especially because
made for TV.
Made for TV because it cuts to like full stops at certain points. Like they would put a commercial break there, which I thought was really strange.
Oh yeah.
By the way, who knows?
Oh, yeah.
Who knows when this movie was made? But it came out in 1995. It
Yeah.
feels very much older than that.
It does.
I don't know.
So that was a good show.
What's a good show?
Oh, we're gonna talk more about Ice Cream Man.
What were you going to talk about?
He meant that was a good episode.
Oh.
End of episode.
Oh, wait. Did you not like it, John, or what are you saying? Well, wait. Real first,
Talk more into your mic, John. You sound a little roomy.
be present.
Check.
Oh,
Check.
Yeah.
Check.
Well, I just want to get back really quick to the synopsis. So the thing on IMDb says that the kids make their way into the ice cream, but that doesn't actually happen, does it?
Yeah, because
The
'cause
dead
I
bodies,
remember.
the dead bodies parts are around, but he doesn't put him in the back.
always-
Well,
adults.
and remember, too, I was talking about how maybe we're gonna see the murder of a kid.
Which we did.
Which, no, he
I
doesn't
don't know.
kill
He doesn't
any
kill
of
any
the kids.
Which kid does he kill, Gabe? None of them.
He only kills that old man in the park.
He
and
kills
then
some
that
cops.
I think he kills a
couple-
kid, guys.
No, he does
No.
not kill a
No.
child. The one child he does kidnap has a serious case of Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah.
Small Paul.
Because
Small
Yeah,
Paul.
that shit was weird.
he gets very excited about being a part of the Ice Cream Man's
Oh.
world.
Well, I
Small
think
Paul.
he's supposed to be the next. He's gonna be what's after Prince. He's gonna be
The
the
Duke?
ice cream Duke.
The Archduke.
Did you guys also feel, because another character in the film, Tuna, who we're all supposed to recognize as the fat kid, was not fat?
Yeah, he
Oh, yeah.
definitely had a fat suit on.
Yeah.
Did he?
No,
Yes, he
I
did.
didn't see that.
Yes,
I
he
was like,
did.
that
Because
kid's
his
not
face
that
was
fat.
so skinny, and then
No, he had. Yeah, it was. Yeah.
I like when the Ice Cream Man says, "Ha ha, trolling for tuna."
oh my god.
Okay, wait. Going back though to whether he killed any kids, there was one part that I was unclear on, because the kid that originally goes missing, do they ever find that kid?
I think that's who dies. Because there is blood and body parts. The eyeball.
I
Remember?
think those are from adults though. Wait, which one's the kid that goes missing? He's not the one that hides under the tree. That they find hiding under the tree.
That's my question. Is that the kid that they're
I
looking
think
for
that
at the
is
beginning?
kid they're looking
Okay,
for.
so
I really
that-
don't think that he murders any children. Going back to a couple episodes ago.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
When John said that we could not forgive as viewers, right?
There's a theory out there that fans won't forgive the murder of a child.
I think that's the new mission of this podcast, is to find a film with a murdered child.
I think
Alright.
that's just your personal mission.
Yeah.
I was
Well,
fatherhood.
guys, we can do whatever we want with this show.
But okay, so did you guys read that did you read that the director is like a porn director?
I assumed he was, because when we looked him up last time, like his latest,
Sperm Bitches.
yeah,
is
something
his latest
Oh.
film,
horrible was.
which
credited
is
to
way
his
better
name.
than the title suggests, by the way.
More romantic than you would think.
I don't even want to dissect that title.
Well, this movie, even though it did feel like an after-school special, there are some very sexual overtones to it.
That's why when
Mm-hmm.
I found out he was a porn director, I was like, that makes so much sense. Especially the The diaphragm part. Did you guys?
What the fuck?
That was so
Okay.
messed up.
I did.
I
see
had to
that.
Google that.
That's as soon as I saw that scene. Okay, so John
What did you Google?
John sent me a message on Facebook, and all it said was like, "I have a question, but I'm too embarrassed to ask it on the podcast."
Well,
And I was like, "Okay." And then he was like, "Never mind." I Googled it and found out. And then this was before I watched Ice Cream Man. Then as soon as I saw that scene where all that's left of the girl that he kills is her earrings and a diaphragm, I was
Yeah.
like, "That's what John
so
was
he's mixed
too
her into the
embarrassed
ice
to talk
cream,
about."
and then he's strained out the ice cream, and he's going through what I assume are like fillings and earrings, stuff like that. And he picks up a diaphragm. Now, do people use diaphragms anymore?
I don't know about
Think
anymore.
so?
But I think
I have no idea.
But I'd never seen one. I was like, what the fuck? I think that's a diaphragm. That's disgusting.
Or
Okay,
gigantic
but also
condom.
I like the scientific thought process that's like, okay, everything will get dissolved except for earrings and a diaphragm.
Right.
Diaphragms are impenetrable.
Right.
Right.
It's also
That's how you don't get pregnant with it.
it's also funny to me that her whole body is disintegrated into the ice cream, but the thing I find disgusting is that there was a diaphragm in there.
Like, ew, Jeremy.
Gross.
Yeah, I do think diaphragms are like an outdated form of you
Right.
can like I think they talk about them in like Friends and
Uh-huh.
like when Harry
Seinfeld.
met
Sponge?
Sally.
Is
Oh
it
yeah.
the sponge, same thing? Similar?
No, I think that's something else.
Then that's
Ooh,
not-
Josh
that
is making the
sounds-
worst face right now.
The
Sponge is
sponge?
Seinfeld. Sponge worthy.
I don't know who says this line, but I'd like to buy you a gallon of hard pack.
Okay, what is a hard pack? That was another
That's
question.
like thrifty ice cream.
Which I didn't know
Yeah.
until I watched this, but that's the stuff that's hard packed into a jug of ice cream.
Never heard that before.
No, but
As
I think
opposed to soft serve.
Okay.
Ooh.
Why would you ever choose hard pack over soft serve?
Well, you'd have to have a soft serve
Wait, hard
machine
pack's
in your
better.
ice cream truck to
I think they're two different wonderful things. that
like
have their
hard pack
place.
is what you buy at the grocery store.
Plus, hard pack is ice cream, where soft serve tends to be yogurt.
Can we talk more about sex instead of ice cream?
Well, let's hear about what you guys mean about the porn overtones, because he kind of rejects that lady who keeps
okay,
coming on
so
to
that
him.
lady, she's having sex with multiple people.
I thought she was just having sex with that one married guy.
The married guy, but then she's very inviting to the ice cream man. Her line, and I actually had to like write this down and think about it for a minute. We should swap recipes. A creamsicle for a custard pie.
Oh,
And I was like, I just sat there. I was like, that's sexual, right? Yeah, yeah, it is. Yeah.
In case anyone's
You weren't sure.
in case anyone's lost by the story of this film, basically Ice Cream Man goes around creepily kidnapping kids, possibly putting them into ice cream, and the town's weird. And is there more to the film than that? It's
No.
pretty-
Well, all the parents are fucked up on the side.
yeah.
The crazy religious parents, which
that part was really weird.
he
What
has
part
this-
was
he
that?
has- so the little
girl,
girl
the Rocketeer
walks
girl.
in, and the dad says, "The Archangel Gabriel is speaking through your mother again," and she's like full on exorcist in the corner, like
That-
Yeah.
Hold on, listen to this. That's what she's doing. Do you want to do that again?
No, please don't.
You've auditioned for multiple roles.
Yes.
in these in these
And
movies.
then it shows him in church later, and he has the stigmata,
Yeah,
which I thought was like, so he's got holes in his hands, or fake, because I think he washes them
they're
off
fake
after.
because it wasn't on the back.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
on the front.
I wrote here as if my shining light was when the dad calls him an ice cream dork.
That's your shining light.
Yeah, that killed me.
My shining light is so the ice cream man hates cops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, the police officers are questioning him, and one of the police officers is Lee Majors II,
Right.
and the other one is from Airwolf, the 1980s helicopter show. I don't know if anybody watched
You're
that.
alone.
Never.
I'm alone. My dad and I used to watch that, but
Airwolf.
he says, "How do you make your flowers grow?" Which his flowers are plastic flowers, and he says something like, "I grind up cops and use them for fertilizer."
Right.
But then my shining light, the best part is later he's chasing a kid through like a junkyard, and he has this full-on puppet show with two cops' heads on sticks.
Yeah.
And he's like making them talk and like,
With ice cream scoops. Like
Oh, I
his
didn't
ice
catch
cream
that.
scoops are shoved up their decapitated heads, and he's using the scoop button to like make
Yeah.
their mouths move, and he's like,
And then and one of he's like looking at the cop heads while they're doing this whole thing, and then the ice cream man turns to one of the heads and goes, "Shut up, you're not funny."
I kind of found that part disarming a little bit because like there's only it kind of alludes to violence and like death and bodies throughout the movie, and then there's just like that part that's pretty gory.
yeah.
The
And it-
heads.
Yeah, it seemed like out of character with the rest
Well,
of
what
the
about the
movie.
other guy? He puts his head on a waffle cone.
Oh, that's true. Oh,
and he
her,
presents
her-
it to the lady,
That's her.
Creamsicle.
She's
and he
his
waffles
mistress.
his face.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I was pretty disturbed by the dog scene
Yeah,
when he kills the dog.
What does he
And
do to
then
the dog?
he grinds them
Oh,
up.
And
yeah.
they show like just this
Well, he has this
dirty
very
dog carcass like being ground up in his
Is that
machinery.
Nurse Warden's dog or whatever?
Yeah, I don't know why he kills it, but
It was
he has
barking
this,
at
this
him.
very naive neighbor who has a dog, and who he seems to kind of,
She's one of the nurses
That's
from
his
the
old
sanatorium.
nurse.
but it's his neighbor also.
right.
Well, she's letting him live.
Oh, is that
in
what it is?
Her front yard or whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, and he ends up killing her dog and grinding it up.
Yeah. Which, by the way, she. Okay, so I was like, I don't know why, but I was curious about her. And so I was looking her up and going back to IMDb, the movie summaries and people's bios are so ridiculous. I really want to know.
Go ahead.
Is she Olivia Hussey?
Yes.
Okay.
And I did not know who that was.
Yeah.
Okay, but can I just read part of her
Please do.
bio? Whoa.
Gabe, come on.
Getting frisky with the mic here.
That's gonna sound good.
Fuck you, Joe.
Okay, now I can't
Go
find
ahead,
it, but
Lauren.
oh yeah, so, considered by many to be one of the most beautiful women in the world.
Oh,
Olivia may owe this quote unquote title to her quote unquote exotic blend. but then I was like, wait, who is this?
So
Why
he wrote
do
that.
some people like say that? Or who's calling her the most beautiful woman in the world? And then I realized she was in the original Romeo and Juliet from
The
1968.
Zeffirelli version.
Yeah, which I watched in high school.
Yeah,
I don't know. Did you guys watch that?
I did. I've seen it a couple
that the-
times.
I avoided
It's in
it.
color, right?
I think it's in black
No,
and white.
yeah, it's in color. It's in like
Oh.
70s
Yeah.
Yeah.
half color.
Yeah, but I was like, whoa, I want to know how she went from that at age 15 to like what happened in between to get her to Ice Cream Man.
She
Gig's
is
a
like
gig.
she is like strikingly beautiful in that movie, in that Romeo and Juliet.
She's Juliet.
Yeah.
No, Romeo.
She plays the apothecary.
She plays the
I have funny memories about that movie.
the eunuch.
Go on.
Yeah.
Continue. What are you saying?
But yeah, I don't know why that would be in her bio still, because she was 15 at the time.
Yeah. But
Well-
anyways.
I don't know. Did we like this film? It seems like there's almost not a lot to talk about. Oh, it seems fascinating though. If we can go back to kids not dying in this film, it seems fascinating that a film like this has standards of any kind. Yeah, like
I
well,
kind of
we
think-
can't do that. Like, why can't you do that? Like, who are you offending? Go ahead, Lauren.
I think this movie is like The Sandlot or something. Like, actually, like the kids are supposed to be the heroes, you know?
Uh-huh.
And in
The Rocketeers.
Because when they
Yeah,
want
or
to follow the Ice
something.
Cream Man, they all get dressed up like Black Panthers with berets,
Oh
and
my
like all
God.
black and
Headsets.
combat boots.
yeah.
Rockets.
Like it's more of a kids movie, and therefore they're the heroes.
Like a
and-
Dennis the Menace or
yeah,
something.
it is like that.
What was your shining light, Lauren?
Probably the diaphragm part, just because
Alright.
I was like, "Is that a condom? No, it's too big to be a condom."
Magnum.
But I liked this movie.
I like watching movies like this where like the dialogue is so bad and cheesy, and it's just like I was watching it by myself and I was just laughing out loud.
What's the line I sent you? The little
A
kid.
line?
The little kid at the end says like, "Who's the? Oh yeah, here it is. Who's the Pied Piper now? Ice cream dick."
Yeah. Stuff like that.
yeah.
But
That was a
even
good
like
one.
even like the lines that aren't supposed to be one-liners, they're
Right.
just hilarious.
Bad
It's
dialogue.
just bad writing, and it's funny. I love watching stuff like that. I did think it kind of drags quite a bit in the middle,
Yeah.
and
I wrote
got a
down
little
here.
boring, but
I just wrote this as finding this humorous. When the ice cream man's talking to the cops, he says, "Do you have any leads on the missing kid?" And then the cop goes, "It's classified, ice cream man. It's classified." as if that's his name, ice cream.
shit like that just cracks
One
me.
one thing we haven't talked about yet that I thought was really funny was one of the kids has an older brother who's trying to be a police officer, and he kind of sees like this chasing down the ice cream man as his chance to like prove himself. So he's always got a gun, like he's like just pulls a gun out of his fucking Trans Am or whatever, and like he's like, I'm gonna go prove myself. But he also gets upset because the kids borrow his camera to take pictures inside the ice cream truck.
Yeah.
And he freaks out. He's like so angry. And then he goes to the film place to get his film back, where they took the pictures of the ice cream. And there's a bunch of pictures of him and his girlfriend having sex.
Right.
And I just thought that was really funny that he was like freaking out, like, oh no, my camera. And like, but it was kind of like oddly placed because like all of a sudden we're, seeing two people have sex.
Well, that's why I was like, oh, it's definitely like a porn director.
Yeah.
Like it was obvious when he was like, you guys stole my camera, and like him and his girlfriend, you knew why he was upset, but then they just like had to show the picture of them
Right.
doing it doggy style.
Right.
You got to work in those beats,
Yeah.
So I guess back to the porn thing.
I don't think we've ever left.
The lighting is so bad in this movie that there's times where the kids are running and they'll see something and scream, but you can't see what they're screaming at. Like you just assume it's a body part. Did you find that?
I didn't notice that.
I didn't notice. I mean, to be fair, did we all watch this on YouTube?
I know that's what I was gonna
I
say.
did.
No. No, I watched the DVD.
Yeah, I watched it on YouTube.
Oh, you got the DVD.
I did. I own this now.
How was
guys.
the lighting?
You-
I didn't notice that. It wasn't.
I don't know. Do you
Does
remember
this-
what scene that
Not
was?
a big lighting guy.
I don't know. It doesn't
You know.
matter. Fuck it. How does this compare, Josh, to your viewing it as a child? Because you had watched it.
Yeah. Well, I was in high school when I saw it.
If you're in high
And-
school or junior high, by the way, this is like the perfect movie to watch with friends and stuff. For all
that's
those
what-
one-liners.
That's what we were doing. It was like a bunch of.
And to learn about safe sex.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't pick up on the diaphragm at the time, but
Okay, that's funny because actually when I was telling some of my friends that I was gonna, they're like, "What movie are you gonna watch?" I'm like, "Oh, Ice Cream Man." And one of my guy friends was like, "Oh man, me and a bunch of my friends watched that when I was in high school." And I was like, "Is that like?" I'm pretty sure that's the demographic that they were
High
trying
school
to.
boys.
well, what's
Yeah.
funny is we were like at a youth group function for church when we saw Ice Cream Man.
Nice.
Wait, what did the church organize? That?
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, it was like an overnight lock-in type thing, but at this girl's house, and she happened to have like a mini movie theater in her basement, so we watched Ice Cream Man there.
So it's on the big screen.
Yep.
How was the
Did the
lighting?
Archangel,
VHS.
did
How
the
was the
Archangel
lighting in
Gabriel
there?
speak through anyone?
No.
You want to do that again?
Yeah.
You can't always find sweet kids, but you can make a kid sweet. That's what he says at one point. Maybe that does mean he does kill a kid and put him in ice cream.
How do we feel about?
Well, that's like the confusing part is like I couldn't tell if he was supposed to be on the kid's side because you never saw him killed or if he, I don't know. I feel like they switched between the two. Like he didn't like kids and then he did like kids because he really liked Small Paul.
He befriended Small Paul. He saw him to be a protege. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe because they both liked Butter Brickle so much.
Yeah, you know what?
Yeah.
There's a good question. Like, what makes him angry? Like, what makes him want to kill? Because he says at one point, "Are you having a bad day? Not every day can be a happy, happy, happy day." Like, he has this like kind side.
I think that he was just supposed to be like deranged